Judas Priest Rob Halford on the line with me today. And listen, Rob, you're literally getting ready to head on the highway with Judas Priest, North American leg of your Firepower 2019 tour. One thing that I'd like to ask you, or maybe even just make a comment, is that Firepower is one of the highest charting records in the history of the band. I mean, does this come as a surprise to you? And what makes metal so well positioned to be as successful as it is in this time in history, do you think?
Well, Jack, we've never taken anything for granted in Priest. We just go in the studio, like most bands, with the best of intentions to do the best work that we can. And I will say that while we were making Firepower, we did start to get really excited about halfway through because we did feel that we got something special. There was just some vibe happening through the speakers, and the songs were so strong, the way that the whole sequence was coming together. But having said that, it's in the lap of the gods, really. We know our fans were eagerly awaiting the follow-up from Redeemer of Souls, but it's like, anything in the creative world, you never know exactly what the final outcome is going to be, which to my mind is great because it means you kept it legit and real and honest, nothing's been fabricated or calculated. So, for sure, it was a great moment, wasn't it? For Priest, for metal, for everybody. Everybody, was championing the success of Firepower. We were all winners in that respect.
Would part of that overall vibe maybe be due to the production of Tom Allom and Andy Sneap, do you think?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they were crucial. This combination of Andy being from a slightly different time zone in terms of production technique and his style and the way he listens to music, marrying that along with Tom's classic metal years, obviously with Priest from Screaming to Vengeance onwards, or rather from Unleashed in the East onwards. It was very interesting just to be in the studio and sit with them and listen to them talk and do things on the board, and make these great things come out of the speakers in terms of combined metal minds melded together. There's absolutely no doubt that the sound of Firepower is also crucial to its success.
Yeah, as I mentioned off the top, Rob, I mean, Judas Priest is getting ready to get moving again on the Firepower tour, kicking off some dates, about, I think, 32 dates in North America starting on May 3rd, a whole slate of Canadian dates in there as well. And I think, the fans in Canada and all North America, for that matter, are probably pretty curious to know what the setlist is going to look like on this tour, and how much of the Firepower album is going to be played as part of the setlist on the Firepower tour.
Well, a Priest setlist today is pretty much like it's been for a while now, as far as trying to cover all the bases in the time that we've got. Obviously, we're on the Firepower World Tour, so that album is in the set. But rather, some songs from that album is in the set. This is the third leg of the Firepower tour for North America, including obviously Canada. The thing is, we haven't been through Saskatoon for as long as I can remember, so we are changing the set list up for as we kick off in Florida. But I don't want metal maniacs in Saskatoon to be shortchanged, I don't want them to not hear songs that they probably got an earful or an eyeful from, on the internet. So we're going to try and balance it out when we come to Saskatoon. And also, we are bringing in some new songs that we haven't played so far on the tour, songs like The Sentinel, Take These Chains. There's about 10 or 12 tracks that we're going to put together. But I think for Saskatoon, we're going to make a very special set list because we haven't been to see you guys forever, and we want to make it a special night.
Yeah, well, just out of curiosity, I mean, what took Judas Priest so long to get back to Saskatoon?
If I had my way, we'd be playing Saskatoon absolutely every single time we toured. The business side of Priest is no different to any other band, and it's just trying to get all the pieces in the right place for the promoters and the way that the dates come together, the venues that the promoters rent come together. But please send a message out to all of our metal maniacs from Saskatoon. You're as important and you're as valuable, and we love you as much as everybody else, and we thank you for being so patient and waiting for us. But, you know, at the very end of the show, on the big screen, you get this thing saying the priest will be back. And, you know, sometimes it takes a while, but we're absolutely delighted and excited to be returning to Saskatoon and seeing our metal maniacs that have been so patiently waiting for us.
Right. You know, one thing I've often heard from a lot of touring metal bands when they come through Canada is they always talk about the Canadian fans fondly and how different they are from a lot of the other places that they tour. I mean, in your career with Judas Priest, Rob, I mean, do you have any specific observations about the Canadian fans?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the distinction. Canadian fans are a very special bunch of metal maniacs to us. There's just a slightly different interpretation as to how the metal goes down across Canada, and that's great. That's great for us as a band. We love to experience different textures. We just came back from headlining Download in Japan. The Japanese audience is very different to a Saskatoon audience, but the love of metal is there. You know, it's just the way everybody expresses themselves a little bit differently. But the actual, you know, love and care and support for the band and for metal and for each other is worldwide.
Now, I know, you know, the ink and the paint probably isn't entirely wet on Firepower yet, but is Judas Priest a forward-thinking band? I mean, are you always writing and working on things? Like, is the next record sort of in your crosshairs?
Absolutely, Jack. Yeah, for a fact. Glenn's back in the UK now, making riffs and going through. We have massive archives of riffs. You know, it never stops. You know, and that's the joy of Priest in terms of creativity. We never seem to slow down. And when you get a successful record like Firepower, that motivates you even further. You know, I mean, any band will tell you that. You feed off the energy of what your fans are giving you. And when you come, you want to see your fans again, and you want to bring your fans something different next time. So that means making another metal song, which, you know, amplify that by 10 ideas, and you've got another album. So that's the plan. There will be another album from Priest in the very near future.
That's awesome, Rob, and I'm sure the Judas Priest fans will be looking forward to another great record. I mean, the follow-up to Firepower. You know, just to wrap things up here, Rob, off the top, I kind of alluded to the song Heading Out to the Highway. Very inspirational song for me this summer as I moved 2,000 kilometers from the Northwest Territories all the way down to the Saskatoon area. Just thinking about your own career in music, Rob, I mean, you know, is there a particular instance for you where you felt like you just needed to seize the date and take those risks and chances, knowing that they might not come around again?
Well, that's such a cool question. I think a lot of the answers are in the lyrics of that song. It's a great song, that is. It's a great song of freedom, and it's a great song of self-empowerment and self-determination and self-belief. You know, I think we make as much of ourselves out of life by the amount of effort that we put into it. And that's definitely the case with Priest. You know, we're a hard-working metal band, and we're always heading out to the highway. You know, and the highway never ends, really. So, actually, you've given me an idea. Maybe we'll put Heading Out to the Highway in the set just for Saskatoon, because it's a great sing-along. You know, it's got a great message.
Wow. I mean, you know, not to be too much of a fanboy here, Rob, but like I said, that song this past summer was just a true inspiration to me. And I mean, I'm sure you guys hear stories from fans all the time of you know, Judas Priest songs that inspired them to just keep going and keep moving on. It's just been a true privilege and honor just for the opportunity to chat with you today, these past few minutes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jack. I've had a good time speaking with you, and I'm sorry we had such a crappy connection, but hopefully we'll get to see each other when the Priest roars into town, yeah?
Definitely. Well, you know, Rob, like I said, just to wrap up here, Judas Priest coming through Saskatoon at the SaskTel Center, June 8th on their Firepower 2019 tour. Like I said, Rob, it's been truly amazing chatting with you today.
Been a pleasure, Jack. All the best, and look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.